Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's been 3 years since it came out, November 15th. I feel like it's been longer than that since it came out, unless if you actually count the original. In this case, I'm doing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yeah, like I said, I'm actually kind of surprised it's only 2 years old. It's felt longer than that, like almost 5 years old. Because honestly, 2011 felt like a long time ago. I mean, like more than 3 years ago. Man, it surprises me how sometimes time passes by quick sometimes. And by the way, just to let you know, while I'm commentating, I'm not the best commentator in the world. But then again, I'm not trying to be the worst. So most of the times I will pause and think. Yeah, but as I said, I don't think I actually said this, but most of the time, sometimes I'm actually pretty decent at this game. I'm pretty okay, but the problem is sometimes I'm also a noob, because I usually use simple mode, and when I'm fighting, I don't use normal mode, because I feel like simple mode is just like okay for me, even though sometimes it doesn't usually work out that way. I mean, I may not be the best, like I just said the second or third time, but I try to enjoy what I can, even though sometimes I can rage. And most people I know also rage sometimes when I beat them by trying to be a noob. So, but as most people don't know, if you ever played me, my main character, well, my best character is Strider Hiryu, mainly because I save him at the last second, and he's also my secret weapon, like the best one I'm good at. I usually put him on almost all my teams, and most of the times I will be a noob with him, spamming his teleportation technique. And my favorite characters are, besides Strider, are also Spider-Man, Nova, Rocket Raccoon. Well, I'll explain them all real quick. Like I said, Spider-Man, Nova, Rocket Raccoon, and those are like my top 3 favorites. Besides Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America. I mostly like those 3, but because they're pretty good for me to use. And there's also Deadpool too. I like Deadpool. Yeah. And for my Capcom, I like Dante, Virgil, Strider Hiryu, of course. There's Zero, Wesker, and oh yeah, and also Amaterasu. I think I'm not really sure. Most characters I don't like most of the time because of some reasons. For example, Sentinel. The Sentinel's a huge prick. I can't take that guy sometimes. And honestly, you can see by the gameplay right here. You can see why. Sentinel. Oh, I need to check if I'm speaking loudly. So, other than him, one person I can't. Another person I don't really like is. Oh yeah, Frank West. Most of the time, people would be noobs like me when I'm used to it, but bless me. Oh yeah, and I think I never mentioned this part. I got my PS3 about like 2 years ago actually, and I didn't get a game with it because I didn't have enough money for it. But like my first game on my PS3 was actually this game, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Besides Tekken 6, because the story is I basically got Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Tekken 6 at the same time because I both bought them on the same day. Oh yeah, and before I continue, I almost forgot to mention a part why exactly I got interested into this game. Because I have heard of this game before, I just hadn't remembered that much from it. Because I remember hearing about it first in a commercial, well, the original one, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in the commercial ones, where I saw Spider-Man and a bunch of other people. I saw Deadpool, I also saw Dante, but I didn't know who he was yet, so I wasn't really interested in that. Like, I mean, I was interested, but I just didn't know I didn't have the console for back then. But eventually, I got back into it when I found out. I looked up a trailer, well, one of the trailers to Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, And by the way, this was actually a year after it came out, so I saw the Phoenix Wright trailer, and I thought it was pretty funny how they put him in. Like, he's from an, I know he's Capcom and all, but he's also, I just find it funny how he's like, you know, he's a lawyer and all, and they managed to put him in. I know, I heard She-Hulk's a lawyer too, but she's She-Hulk, so. And one habit I actually have doing sometimes is keep watching the same videos over and over. Like, I kept watching the trailer over and over sometimes, and then I just saw the other trailers too. The second trailer I ever saw was the one with Try to Hear You, and then I ended up seeing the, oh yeah, and there was also Nova too, I forgot which one I watched first. Oh yeah, I watched the Nova after I watched the third trailer, and then I watched the Strider trailer, and then I saw a bunch of others too, which I actually kind of surprised with who they put in besides them. I can't believe what shocked me was that they put in Doctor Strange, Hawkeye, and Ghost Rider. Oh yeah, and Rocket Raccoon. Sorry about that. Because most of the times you actually never heard of these characters until like later in the future when you actually know more about them. Like you hear about Nova in Marvel's Ultimate Spider-Man, and then you hear about Rocket Raccoon later on in when the Guardians of the Galaxy appeared, and, well, guest star in most Marvel shows, and then had the movie come out. But on another note, I'm more of a Marvel fan than I am a Capcom fan, because I grew up with Marvel a lot, because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and I've known a lot of the Marvel superheroes too, because I remember back in the day when I had my PS2, well, I still have it today. One of my favorite games to play a lot was actually Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and that's where I knew more of the superheroes, and well, yeah, and because I also like being a superhero too, because I like being a good guy. But I haven't known much about Capcom though, because the only thing which surprised me though is what they own Mega Man, and I never knew about that. And all I know is they owned, or I know they did Dino Crisis, and they also did Resident Evil, because they were created by the same creators. And also Ace Attorney, but I hadn't known about that until like about 2 years ago. Wait, was it 2 years? Well, two and a half years ago actually. And what got me into the game too was actually the series Assist Me by Maximilian, if you all know him. He created a parody tutorial series Assist Me involving Marvel vs. Capcom 3 characters. And he had a very good storyline to it too, actually too. Because he had characters like Deadpool, Try to Hear You, because he had like, first it started off with like season 1 was Marvel vs. Capcom 3 characters, and then he did Ultimate Assist Me after that, and then he did season 2, and so on with Retro Assist Me, and now there's season 3. And I'm not sure if they haven't released that out yet, because I know they did release Dante. I mean the Dante episode, but I'm not sure about anyone else because I need to check on that, because I know the next one they were going to do was Morgan, but I haven't checked, so. But overall, Maximilian's another character. I mean, Maximilian's a YouTuber I would highly recommend to check out sometimes, and because I haven't checked his subscribers lately, because I think he might have over 200 or 300,000, and he's pretty funny sometimes too, because he knows a lot of people too. He has machinima on all of them. And the Assist Me series actually helped me a lot with most of the characters. I didn't, because I knew the characters, I just didn't know how the combos worked and exactly what the cost was most of them, like Nova's, like how Nova had his Venometric Blaster, where it causes you to lose health that you have on the red bar that won't let you regenerate. And about Virgil too, what else did I forget? Because I know there's something about, oh yeah, and Striders too, and Dante's. I'm surprised I didn't learn more about Dante than I knew about, because I knew he was like one of the top characters to use in this game. I just didn't know that much, or there wasn't that much into it. And also Rocket Raccoon. I can't forget Rocket Raccoon, because he's one of my favorite teams, like I'm showing right now. One of my favorite Marvel teams to use is Rocket Raccoon, Nova, and Spider-Man. But I also liked how in the series how you made like the characters appear, like how you did Wesker, Doom especially. Doom's hilarious though, but I'm not surprised how you did his armor. And also Virgil, Dante, Chris, Jill especially. X-23, and oh yeah, and Phoenix too, Deadpool, and Taskmaster. I was surprised I didn't know Taskmaster had an alternate costume like that, because I seen the game before until I saw gameplay later that there was an alternate costume Taskmaster like that, and I completely forgot about it. And also especially MODOK. And MODOK was only just there for a brief time where they just basically took him out in just 1 second. I never forgot that part. But overall, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is like one of my favorite crossover fighting games ever. Well, besides Smash Bros. Brawl, of course. I highly recommend it if anyone's a Marvel or Capcom fan, if you never played it before. It's on PS3, Xbox, and PlayStation Vita. I actually own it on PlayStation Vita too, even though I don't have a Vita yet. But that's all I wanted to say, just to honor its 3-year anniversary for this. And that's all I really much have to say, so that's it. And also check out, eventually soon, November 20th, I'll also be making another video for another game that's having another anniversary. So tune in for that, and also please subscribe as well. I'm not the best commentator, but I'm working on it, because even though I don't have that much experience commentating yet, I'm still trying to work on it, and that's all I have to say. 224 Big is out. Thank you for watching, for those who watched, and I'll catch you later.